Hi, I'm Laura and welcome back to the Tarot Genie for this week's lesson in the cards of the Tarot. Today we are going to look at the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups, and the cups represent, as I've mentioned before, feelings, emotions, sentiments, and relationships. And the number 4 is most often associated with stability, structure, foundations. Now what we have in this particular image, just look closely at the feeling and the energy that you see associated that kind of pops out at you. Well, for one, we've got this young man who's seated underneath a tree. Some tarot experts or writers call it a Bodhi tree, kind of similar to what Buddha supposedly sat under, the Bodhi tree. And he's out on a grassy area, out in the country. He's kind of elevated there. And it's interesting to point out, or it's interesting to note, that he's got his arms crossed and his legs crossed. So we sense that somehow he is closing himself off to something. So always look at the image, feel the energy of the card, kind of tune into the energy of the card, and apply that to a particular question. So if you were asking a question about a particular business venture, and this card came up, a particular position of the prospects for it. Well, this might suggest that an offer is going to be made to you, but it may not be to your satisfaction. Or alternatively, again, it all depends on the surrounding cards and the way you phrase the question. It could also suggest that an opportunity, maybe an angelic, a divine opportunity, because this hand, or this looks like a little angel hand coming out of the ethers. It could suggest something that an opportunity is being presented to you and you are overlooking it. You're not considering it. And perhaps you need to wake up, get out of your meditative mode and consider it. But the core images that are important in this card are the young man with his arms crossed, are the 4 cups, the golden cups. We've got 3 on the ground, and then clearly there seems to be a gap there. So that's what this little angelic hand seems to be presenting, that missing piece. However, at the same time, when we look at the body language of the individual in the card, he does not seem to be happy. Now, he could be just meditating, although I don't usually, well, some people may meditate with their legs crossed, obviously, because they go into a lotus position or something of that kind. But crossing your arms, that body language typically represents being standoffish, kind of refusing something or kind of holding back against something. So that's what he's conveying. So it is representing a situation in which a person is being a bit aloof, is not satisfied, or perhaps not satisfied with the options available. And that's why this week's song that I thought would reflect some of the energy of this card is the Rolling Stones song, I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Because that's what this individual almost appears to be exuding. It's just like, no, I'm not happy with, an offer's being made, but I'm just not happy. But alternatively, it could, depending on the reading and the phrasing of the question, this could also suggest an opportunity, a great opportunity, because it's an angelic hand coming out of the ethers, divine energy, that you may be overlooking something that is fortuitous. So that is at play there too. But in general, the key concepts associated, meanings associated with this card are the sense of a bit of discontent, dissatisfaction, or the need to take time off to reflect, take time to meditate, take time for introspection. That can also be associated with this particular image. And if it pops up reversed, then this could suggest or mean that now you've decided to move forward. You're accepting an offer being presented. You're getting out of your mode of pause, that pausing from action, and you are moving forward. That could be a suggestion. You are now starting to feel satisfied with what's being presented to you. Those are the type of associations and meanings you could have if the card appeared reversed. It could also indicate too a time of delay. Reversals the interpretations have a range of possibilities, and it could be either the energy's weakened, or the situation's delayed, or it's the negative interpretation, the opposite, or also the internalization of the energy. All of those are possibilities. As well, one other point I wanted to make is that we sense here this passive energy, passive mode that he's in. He's waiting for something to come to him. That's clearly, he's not moving at all. And there's also the sense of boredom, ennui associated with this particular image. Now, the book that I wanted to recommend for you is Intuitive Tarot. This is by Brigit Esselmont. She is the person from whom I took the training, tarot certification. She has quite a few books. This book is very good, I think, basic reference book for the beginner, that's useful for the beginner. 31 days to learn to read tarot cards and develop your intuition. And that's what I'm all about, and that's what I was drawn to about the tarot, is that it's a fantastic tool to hone and to develop your intuition. So those are the key thoughts I have for today for this week's card, the Five of Cups. Next week, Five of Cups, I apologize, I misspoke. Four of Cups, the Four of Cups. I was just thinking next week we are going to address the Five of Cups, which has quite a different meaning. And again, the music selection for that is the Rolling Stones, I Ain't Got No Satisfaction, because it's a card of dissatisfaction. And I will provide the book title, which I just mentioned, and the author in the show notes. I welcome your comments, suggestions, etc. Until next time, remember, illumine your mind, inspire your life with the tarot.